Today's podcast is brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, well, let me explain. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. It has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many other platforms. You don't even have to think about it. You just load up your podcast, you drop it in, you tweak it, you add ads. You can make money from your podcast. There's no minimum listenership either. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Club Cool puts the podcast out on Anchor. So do all the other Wash Media podcasts. And we've done this from other platforms. Nothing is as seamless or pretty or easy or just, perfect for putting out a podcast. So check out Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome to the club.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another edition of the Club Cool podcast. I am your host, Barrett Dudley, and I'm here in the Washed Media Studios. I am joined, as always, by the one, the only, it's Phil Battaglia. Phil.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
Today, the podcast, it's all about selling your 2009 BMW X5. We're just going to talk it up.
Okay.
We're just going to, it's a diesel.
I'm not shipping it, though. You're going to have to come here and get it.
Okay. How does that, have you posted it on eBay yet?
No.
No. Because they take too high of a percentage, right?
Well, I've tried that in the past.
Have you?
With a previous vehicle, and it's nothing but just bullshit phishing emails that come in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So worse than Craigslist, you would say?
Way worse.
Okay. Do you have it on Craigslist?
Yes.
All right. So I'll just drop the link to the Craigslist post in the podcast description for all of those out there. You're going to have people, they're going to drive down from Montana probably to get this.
I wouldn't doubt it.
To get this gem of an SUV.
I would drive down if I was you. $9,000.
Now you said you won't ship. Will you meet somebody halfway? Will you drive to Missouri to drop this thing off?
I will drive to the Target down the street from our house.
Okay.
You'll meet me there. Bring a trailer.
Okay. Wait, it's not running?
No, if you're going to bring it back to... Unless you have somebody drop you off on your journey from
You're going to Uber.
Missouri.
You're going to Uber to the Target, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, that's that.
I'll walk home. I'll do that.
You don't want to not drive this Butte home.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have
you there's like a TikTok there's a segment of TikTok that is like people detailing cars, taking them from zeros to heroes, basically.
Really?
Yeah. It's like
I bet that's very satisfying.
I was just about to say. I think you file it in the like oddly satisfying, category of Reddit and social media.
See, I washed my own car.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Just like dumped out, Honda Civics are just getting brought back to life by these artistes, really.
Is it just cosmetic stuff, or are they actually doing like mechanical fixes?
No. This is all, it'll start with like a disgusting interior, McDonald's fries are just thrashed about. And then there's dirt and grime everywhere, all on the console. The seats are nasty. And they over the course of 60 seconds, they spruce it back up.
That quick?
That's how long it takes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you wash it yourself.
I do.
Yeah.
Can't trust anybody with that thing.
That's a fair point. You can't be too careful out there.
It is keyed. I will mention that off the top.
What'd you do to somebody?
That was the previous owner. They parked it on 6th Street.
Pig Parker?
They parked it on 6th Street. This was years ago. And somebody had decided to key, it's about this big, barely visible in the rear passenger.
So you've had keyed on that car for the entire time?
You can't see it unless you get really close.
Can you not? Then surely you could buff it out.
I'm not doing that. I don't care. Unless it said like, fuck face or, ha-ha's okay.
So that's for the next owner.
That's their problem.
Yeah.
We will not be fixing that prior to delivery.
All right. I mean, it's a special feature of the car. I hope you mentioned it on Craigslist as a selling point.
The feature image is that.
It's kind of, it reminds me of like the Joker. I feel like Heath Ledger's the Joker, keyed into cars.
Yeah. Anything can happen on 6th Street, man. Man, have you been down there recently?
Negative.
During the day.
I've driven down 6th Street, yeah.
Woo! Rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you look down an alley, and you better keep fucking walking.
You've seen some shit?
Yeah, like, it's crazy. It's like an open-air drug market in these alleys. I'm not kidding. And then there's junkies just, like, passed out all over the freaking place. It's nuts, dude.
Yeah. It's not a good look. And I feel like Austin was, like, getting ready to clean... There was, like, a beautify project.
Down there?
For the 6th Street corridor, as I think they referred to it. And then I think the Pandy just, like, totally blew that up, and as it did many things. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing they can do about it. But, okay, on the real, though.
On the real.
I'm bringing that phrase back.
Good.
And that's the real topic of today's podcast. No, we're gonna do some fall 21 trends and outlook.
Okay.
I think it's finally time. Now that once you enter the dead zone of summer, like the dead heat, which I feel like we've had like 2-3 days of now, and we'll get for the next 6 weeks, that's when it's time to start filling your head with dreams of soft sweaters and long pants.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to talk a little bit of a little fall 21, some trends. And without further ado, should we just jump right in?
Yep.
Let's just jump, baby. Let's take the leap. Okay. I've got our image guide up here, so I'm gonna scroll while I've got my rundown on the screen, so
okay.
I know what I'm talking about.
I'm memorizing the rundown.
Okay, that's good. You have that special skill.
Yes.
And that's
photographic memory.
That's why we keep you around, to be honest. The first big trend. It's first on my list because it's the one I'm most excited to talk about, and I'm calling it the new BPC. You may recall that.
Right.
That we had a nice long run of Big Plaid Coats.
Yeah.
And that's what we were all about. It's what we centered on for several fall seasons. I'd say 2 to 3 at least. Well, now the new BPC, it's a Big Phunky Cardigan. That's a PH for those of you at home.
Okay.
Big Phunky Cardigan.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I would be more inclined to wear this than a BPC.
Well, I think that's one of the great things about this is that this is it's more wearable in the sense that you have more opportunity to wear this type of thing. Mm-hmm. The Big Plaid Coat, it's like, especially for, not only did we rarely have the weather for it here, but it's also like we're such a car city that like it's just weird to wear long coats when you're just basically walking out of your house or your apartment, a few steps, getting in your car, you park somewhere, you get out a few steps, you're inside. Mm-hmm. So it's like shorter jackets and sweaters and that type of thing just make way more sense for climates that are more temperate and places where you're pretty much driving or riding everywhere you go. So that's definitely one thing. First thing to note is that these are Big Phunky Cardigans because they are oversized and they're loud and they are statement pieces that kind of define the outfit. Now, you may recall that we've seen this before. These kind of things. This is as far back as the very famous Saint Laurent collection. One of Hetty's lasts is called Surf and Sound, and it was very, very much like it was kind of the pinnacle of like the kind of LA, California take on skinny rocker grunge chic. And that's where like I first remember seeing kind of the kind of drapey, funky, graphic, loud colored cardigans. Amiri had a couple as well. You may remember like this big palm one that I think was popular on NBA runways a time or two.
Yeah.
Very patchwork, and again, kind of referencing that same California skate culture that the Saint Laurent stuff did with animal prints and the checkerboards and the palm trees. So it's not like this trend is kind of out of nowhere. It's one as we talk about here and there that has like kind of bubbled for a little while, this iteration is different for a few reasons, and the kind of key points are slightly different as well. So this is adjacent to those from several years back, but still in the same vein. The biggest thing is that the overall aesthetic that these are kind of couched in is more casual, kind of skews towards like the hippie kind of Grateful Dead, grunge aspect of things. And it's funny because we look back and like on that Surf and Sound collection and all of Saint Laurent really, and like I feel like Kurt Cobain got referenced quite a bit, but when you actually go look back at those Kurt Cobain, inspo pics and like what he wore, it was way less trim and tailored, and like it didn't have that Saint Laurent like hardcore kind of like rock star chic aesthetic.
Yeah.
When you pull up Surf and Sound, it's like pretty much everything was paired with skinny black jeans. There were a few kind of like shredded pairs of indigo denim, but now when you think about this kind of modern interpretation of these giant cardigans, it's way more in that like authentic Kurt Cobain look where it's like very baggy jeans.
Yeah.
A kind of so it feels like the 90s era has been referenced for several seasons, several springs, several falls now. But now I feel like we're really getting into like true, almost more authentic 90s looks where everything is a little sloppier and a little looser and actually more authentic to that whole grunge vibe than it was to that whole like California like rock star type of thing that Saint Laurent did so well and Amiri kind of followed in. So we're going heavier on these cardigans, paired with baggier bottoms naturally, and then it's like fewer graphics, fewer of the like motifs.
Yeah.
With the palms or the prints, and more about textures, dye effects. And so I've got a list here. You get points for the following here on your trend piece cardigan. Heavy gauge, thicker fabric is one. Open knits, looser weaves, higher gauge yarns. So that it almost is like is kind of derivative of the whole like crochet and open knit mesh type look. It's like almost so you can see through it down to the second layer. Bright and loud colors is the third. Fuzzy texture, and then dye effects and pattern interest. So up here on our image board, this is my favorite of the season. This is from Marnie, and this is like a spray painted dye effect where
cool.
the highlighted kind of neon green on top of the truer kind of more Kelly green is done by hand with like a paint effect essentially. This is one that just released from John Elliott. It's their Skittles interpretation, and as you see, and you kind of get here like now we're playing into the whole tie dye thing, right? This is another dye method to kind of create these splotchy, bright, colorful vibes here.
I like that pattern, but I don't like that fuzz stuff.
You do not like the fuzz.
I don't like the heavy fuzz.
Okay, well the fuzz is in.
I know.
Yeah.
Didn't Virgil do some stuff with that?
His was like, if you're talking about the ones that I think you're talking about, that stuff was like very fuzzy.
Very fuzzy.
Like almost.
Still, this is still too fuzzy for me.
Yeah, and a lot of this is from, so this top one, the green Marnie one is mohair.
Yeah.
And the John Elliott one is Angora. And so both of those fabrics lend themselves to this texture. And it does, here's the one thing that does bring up. I feel like you're more likely to run into the itch problem with the fuzzier textures. So
that's a big problem.
That is a big problem. And it generally means, unfortunately, that you got to spend more to get the texture and the softness because those fabrics are obviously more expensive. But it's not always the case either. I remember, I think it was last fall, off of Matches Fashion, I ordered like a Prada sweater. It wasn't a cardigan. It was just like a black sweater. But it was this kind of fuzzy, and it was, deeply discounted, but it was this kind of fuzzy texture. It was just solid black. It had like a little applique on it. Very, very uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah.
Itchy?
Itchy. Yeah. And that was expensive ass Prada threads. So like it doesn't always work to spend more and get the comfort with the texture here. So that is an issue. Biggest fix, long sleeve tee under instead of short sleeve.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. And then finally, I did bring up here. This is an Anthony Vaccarello Saint Laurent design, but still it's kind of in that same vein. It's just instead of graphics, we're going with the zigzag kind of intarsia print there. This runs through. This trend kind of applies to tops overall as well. So the cardigan is like where I'm seeing it kind of play out in the coolest, most fun and newest ways, but really like whether it's fleece or hoodies or any type of sweater. This next one I have here is like a kind of a very wide opening, big drop neck from, so it's almost just like truly the fit kind of looks like a sack, like you just threw a sack on.
Look absolutely terrible on me. And probably you.
No. We could do that. Why not? Too boxy?
Yeah. It's like you got on either end of it and just stretched it out. That's like a crop top.
I think you got to see the model picture.
Sure, but still.
Because I'm into this one. I'm into this one. This is engineered garments, and
you should get it.
I might.
Okay.
It's the most affordable option that I've shown thus far. And I just side note here. This is the first time I've wanted to get back into Fair Isle in quite some time. The kind of like, that what is it, Irish or Scottish? The Fair Isle stuff.
I don't know.
I don't want to get that wrong. But this was, like J. Crew has done Fair Isle crew neck sweaters for 12 years now. And I definitely had a couple of those. And it's kind of back, but brighter colors, kind of exploded print. And then again, they're dropping in the texture. They're dropping the texture bombs on us. Fair Isle is the southernmost Shetland island.
Of course.
In northern Scotland. So Scottish, not Irish. Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, you remember those ERL cardigans?
Yes.
Hoodies? The
fantastic.
big, the spiral ones.
Fantastic.
Well, over the last couple months, I've ordered one twice now.
And what happened?
One time from Dover Street Market, and my order got canceled.
Yeah.
And then again, just this past week, from Nordstrom, my order got canceled again.
Really?
So, in both times, I'm like confident that they put stock online that was in store.
Yeah.
And it sold out before they could fill the order. Like somebody else came in and bought it before they could find the piece and send it to me. So I'm a bit distraught by that.
Was it the same hoodie?
It was the same one both times. Yes.
Same colorway?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So
I'm sorry about that. Why don't you pull it up?
Yeah, I'll pull that one up.
So we can just shove it in your face. I love those things. They're great.
Yeah, and they've recently done a couple so is this one, the green on green. And this one,
is it unisex?
It is unisex. Yeah. This one's available on Essence right now. I think they still have my size. This is too weird of a color for me.
Yeah.
Like
that looks like you're wearing Laura's.
Yeah, it's
hoodie.
light green and light peach. Yeah. Like these colors are not going to be flattering.
$270, huh?
On me. Yeah.
So that's great.
Pocket change, baby. No,
that's good for something. Well, Grailed is, of course.
Yeah. No, they're all over the place because people are just trying to flip them. But what this pisses me off too. What you're gonna end up making? I don't know. I guess a few bucks if you sell this for what it's listed at. But
those are cool. And how oversized fitting are we talking here? What would you get?
I would get a small. I'd get my true size. Yeah, but I do expect that it will be pretty baggy.
Okay.
Yeah. So and we'll jump into pants here in a second. I've got some shoes and some pants to talk about as well. But before we get into our next couple of features, I got to talk about another very hot trend that's going on this fall, and I can talk about it thanks to our new sponsor, Bruche.
Bruche.
I'm holding this bad boy right here. It's an electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
And you've never seen something so fine looking, have you?
No,
Have you,
it's
Phil?
very nice. It feels nice in the hand.
Yeah, it does. It's a beautiful matte black. It's going to look amazing sitting on my bathroom counter. And keeping your teeth clean? Well, that's always in style, Phil. Seriously though, you probably I don't know about you, but you always have a little bit of anxiety before you go to the dentist. Right?
Coming up next week.
You got an appointment next
Yes.
week, right? And it's oh, did I brush my teeth? You start flossing, you start doing the
That's
whole
the whole
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you have brush, you don't have to really worry about that because
Wow.
that's keeping your teeth clean all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need an ERL Spyro hoodie, and then you need a beautiful matte black brush to keep your chompers looking fresh as hell as well. Yeah, I mean, you want your dentist to compliment you on how well you've been brushing and taking care of your teeth, you get a brush. It's just amazing. Your teeth feel super clean afterwards. You just smile more confidently. It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, how did I ever not do this?
Yeah.
How did I brush with a regular toothbrush?
Life before brush.
Life before brush, right? It's this doesn't make sense. It's like the internet in that way, you know? And you got all sorts of cool features on this thing. There are 6 modes to kind of customize your brushing experience. Personally, I just like to switch it up.
Yeah.
Brushing can get boring, but now that I have 6 methods to choose from, it does not.
Best part
at
of your
all.
day.
4-week battery life, comes with a magnetic charging stand and a compact travel case. And thanks to Bruce's subscription program, you never have to you never have to worry about changing your brush head again because they just ship you new replacement heads every 6 months so that you're never stuck using a worn down brush head.
That's helpful.
Sleek design. Bruce's electric toothbrush has a modern, aesthetically pleasing design, as we've talked about. It's this beautiful matte black. There are also other trend-driven seasonal colors if you so choose. And it's just a fabulous product. Get $15 off your Bruce toothbrush kit and refill plan when you use the promo code CLUBCOOL at bruce.com. That's $15 off using the promo code CLUBCOOL, BRUUSH.com. Promo code is CLUBCOOL. I will, of course, drop this link in the podcast description. And go check it out, bruce.com. Use code CLUBCOOL. Get those teeth looking sparkly white and beautiful. Okay, Phil. Let's see. Should we go shoes or pants next?
Shoes.
Shoes. You want to go shoes? Mm-hmm. He wants to go shoes. Okay. We'll go shoes.
Shoes for $500, Barrett.
Shoes for $500. All right. Okay. We're going to start
back with these.
These aren't going anywhere, man. Damn. What I have pulled up first is the Yucatan Sal, and of course it's the OG. It's inspiration of Birkenstock Boston. And we've talked ad nauseum on this podcast about Hydromox, Crocs, all the water shoes and the clogs and the slides and everything in between. And that's kind of the general gist of your non-sneaker and non-boot footwear heading into fall as well. And this in particular, the mules, whether it's the Our Legacy Camion or one of these more classic ones, or this Fate Gardner clog that I have pulled up that I'm really into at the moment. This ties into our cardigan trend very well because it's all last year we talked a lot about how while we were moving away from athleisure, we didn't really get the tailoring bump that we kind of expected because of this sudden work from home and pandemic lifestyle that we all are forced to live now. Where everything is about comfort still and about kind of being relaxed. And I feel like that's part of the reason why silhouettes have opened back up and been so popular, and why things like fleece have been popular, and why I think these big slouchy cardigans will be really popular as well. Is because it's more dressed up, it's more fun than athleisure, but it's still comfortable, and the footwear fits right in here as well. Very easy to just slide on, slide off, and it kind of goes with this whole hippie stoner California vibe that a lot of this stuff is kind of pinpointing a little bit.
Radical.
So all the mules, all the slides, anything like that you want to have fun with. Then I'm just going to knock out sneakers here real quick because we got to talk about sneakers. Not a lot has changed with sneakers. Still popular. Still got your go-tos like Chuck 70s and Vans not going anywhere. They definitely fit.
Good.
They definitely fit, kind of multiple of the aesthetics that we'll see for fall 21. Nike still dominating. Dunks, Jordans, Air Force Ones, not going anywhere. And then New Balance, man. You got Teddy Santis from Ime running the Made in USA line now. They're doing honestly the most popular collaborations that are happening, whether it's with Joe Freshgoods or Bodega or whoever else. They're coming from New Balance at the moment, and that's definitely the brand that's on the upward trajectory right now. That's hot for 21 and beyond. And as we talk about like different styles, like as I'm kind of talking about these kind of popular looks, you might be asking yourself, well, what about brands like Ime or Noah that kind of lean more into like a little bit of prep? Well, that's where like the New Balance comes in, and then you go backwards to like the Birkenstock Boston, which kind of applies to all of it, goes with anything depending on how you style it. But New Balance for sure kind of like bleeds into streetwear and then bleeds into that prep as well. So what has changed? What can you leave behind? This is tough for me to say because it was a very big passion of mine for quite a while. I was very, very into this. But designer sneakers have pretty much fallen off the face of the earth. Now, if you go to Mr. Porter, if you go into Essence, you will not see that by like stock numbers necessarily. But you will see it based off of what's on sale right now, essentially. And so it's like very much so stuff like Balenciaga, the track sneaker or the Triple S or their Speed Runner. But even things like Lambin Captos, which were really popular, Margiela Gats, and then of course the beloved Common Projects. I'm not reaching for them right now. This is not what I'm wearing. And I'm pulling out Vans at a much higher rate than I'm busting out the Amiri Skelto slip-ons, for example. I think this is in large part, and credit where it's due, to the sneaker companies just like continuing to dominate this whole game and play the market on itself, essentially. But that sneaker culture is not going anywhere. Every time we talk about this, it just feels like it's stepped up another notch. Now we're in the throes of like this exclusive access only on sneakers right now to get one of the 50 pairs of Virgil Dunks, which I'm pretty sure when it's all said and done will be the most exclusive off-white sneaker ever released.
Really?
That's what I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like they made like a few thousand pairs.
Have they already released some of these?
So do you know how that release is working right now?
No.
So,
I get alerts, but it's only for women's shoes on Nike's app.
Do you have the sneakers app?
Yeah.
Do you have alerts turned on for the sneakers app?
Yes.
Okay. So
for whatever reason, it's just hit me with the women's stuff. I'm sure I've searched too many
But
women's
from the
shoes.
Nike app or from sneakers too?
Sneakers app.
Maybe you have your settings on women.
Maybe so.
Are you set to a woman to female?
Maybe I am.
That's okay. That was a thing for a while. People thought you had a better chance of hitting if you changed.
I thought that. Look,
bet
first thing that comes up. Is that a woman's shoe?
Yeah.
There's the Nike Off-White.
So they are not releasing these on the regular like upcoming 9 a.m. it's a draw on this day format. The only way that you get a pair of these is if you get the exclusive access notification on your phone. And those have been dropping every day since Monday and will continue for about a week. Of course not.
So you get the notification.
The notification.
And then that puts you into the lottery, or you're in?
You are in, but you do have to check out pretty much immediately.
Okay.
Like right at, I think it's 11 a.m. Central. You get the note. But that's the only way. So you get given access to the shoe essentially, and then you have to check out with it quickly.
Okay. Yeah. Signing up now.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get that notification.
Dude, I'm telling you, like this is, they just find new ways every time, and they dropped this whole like press release about like, what was going to factor into the algorithm or whatnot. It's total bullshit. They just want you to they just want you to start interacting with the app.
Yeah, of course.
And in fact, now there's a lot of hearsay that they're actually giving more advantage to people that aren't on the app very frequently to give them a drop of the dopamine.
That makes
to
sense.
keep them coming back.
That makes perfect sense.
If you're already on the app all the time,
we've got you.
They've got you. Yeah. So it's a total because this is still so hot and so insane. Like I'd have to look back, but like the last probably 10 pair of sneakers I bought have just been Nikes or New Balances. Mm-hmm. So I'm not bothering or Vans. I'm not bothering or Converse. I'm not bothering with this other stuff anymore.
Good.
And I think you can.
And they feel it, man.
You can leave it behind for now.
Tell them.
Yeah.
How about take that, Nike?
Yeah, No. I'm buying Nikes. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying.
You've been hitting Nikes?
No.
You're going for the less.
No,
hyped.
but I'm saying that like my attention is so focused now on Nikes, New Balance, Converse, Vans, whatever it might be, whether it's hype or not hype in that realm, I'm unconcerned with Common Projects or Margielas or Lombans or anything of that nature at this point.
Take that, Common Projects.
So
Doesn't Nike owns Converse, right?
Yeah.
I love Converse.
Yeah. Okay, and then boots. Now, we talked about boots last year as well. The big things were we called them stompers, which, by the way, I've seen that word thrown around a lot more recently. That seems to actually have become a popular term. I'm not saying that we invented it, but, I mean, figure out a different way to describe these for me.
Man.
This is the Bottega Veneta tire boot. And, yeah, man, I think the big difference is that last year I think we were we were focused on like big lug soles and all that type of stuff, but we also put quite a lot of emphasis on like the hiking style boots, which definitely haven't gone anywhere. But last year fleece was so hot, everything was skewed. I kind of felt like towards like the outdoor market, like that's what it was very. Colorado mountain heavy, a lot of ski inspired gear and fleece and Moncler and dark denim kind of made a comeback and that was a bit of the wave. And now we're just like, now these boots are just like funked up all over again. So the big fat lug soles, I mean, these are boots literally like that you can just like, you're just going to kick something in these. I don't know what you're kicking.
I'd love to hear those, like, walking. That's got to be loud as hell.
Kicking a tire, kicking a soccer ball, just kicking a brick wall if you want to. I don't care. Do what you want.
Yeah.
But that's what these boots make me think of. And I'm getting like a, they just, of course we got our classic Doc Marten here. I get a kind of goth vibe from this stuff.
Yeah.
And it just kind of had me thinking about like how like, how Nirvana had the early 90s, and then it was the buzz, it was the alternative, it was the grunge, and then like as we got into the mid to late 90s, what kind of took over was like Korn and Limp Bizkit. I genuinely feel like that's where fashion is right now, is finding that piece of the transition between Nirvana and Korn.
That jacket that Kanye put on with the spikes on it could have been in a Slipknot show.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Huge boots, big, chunky everything.
Yes.
Jewelry everywhere.
Yeah. Baggier jeans.
And the fucking, what's the brand with the cross on it that looks like?
Chrome Hearts.
Chrome Hearts.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
But it's just, it's interesting because, like I said with the earlier about the cardigans, it's like we've been referencing 90s culture a lot with style stuff right now, and with like the skate with skate culture kind of taking over again. But like now we are really digging deep into 90s. It's like as we further ourselves a little bit more, as we kind of, now we're 30 years removed from the early 90s essentially now. It's like now it really is like, it's very much being recycled almost in its like truer form, or in its truer original form now, in a way. Yeah. So those are my points for shoes, and we can move on to pants here. And pants are, I won't have images for pants, so I'll take us down here to blank page. But
It's like a PowerPoint.
pants are the North Star. They're always tough for me. It constantly feels like the one spot in my wardrobe that I feel like I am fixing. Is there any piece of your wardrobe that you always feel like you're like something's missing, or like you don't have quite the right thing?
Pants, yeah.
Yeah, it's pants.
But I mean, I always just default to black.
Yeah.
Black anything.
Yeah.
But like I've tried the looser fit, and I have one that works now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Did you
I
mention
bought
this
it.
last
I
pod?
bought it years ago, and I just thought it was too big, and just put it away.
Yeah, I love when that happens.
And now it's back, and I like. They're like my favorite pair now.
Are they Levi's?
Topman.
Topman.
Mm-hmm.
What's the?
It's like a standard cut chino or something. It's got some stretch in it.
Yeah.
Cheap as shit. They look great.
Yeah. It's always wonderful when that happens.
Yeah.
When you like hold on to the right thing,
Yeah.
and then suddenly it works again.
Didn't get picked to go to the Goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basket. It made it through.
Yeah. But yeah, and I feel like that's because, but I feel like the reason that we feel that way about pants is because they're kind of the baseline. They're like the drumbeat of an outfit. Some people start with shoes. Some people are like, I want to wear those shoes, and then I'm going to build up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally,
That's the last thing I look for.
yeah, same. I feel like it's the same. I mean, occasionally I'll have something new, and I'm like, I really want to wear these, and I'll make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like shoes are more of a finisher as well. Pants, they direct the look of overall. Like that kind of determines like what you're gonna go for, like what direction you're going, what look or aesthetic or arena of style you're gonna play in and hit. And as far as fit, it determines like what you can wear up top, right? Like you're not gonna wear a real tailored t-shirt if you're wearing looser cut pants or denim. You're not going to, and you're probably not gonna wear your most slouchiest hoodie with your most slouchiest pants, unless you're like 6'4". And then it determines the footwear as well. Mm-hmm. You're not going to wear your most sleekest sneakers with giant baggy pants. Mm-hmm. You need something a little chunkier on the bottom. So that's why it's the band director essentially. And you need choice. You need options to go in if you want to go in multiple different directions. And I think you have the most room to play as far as like what's in as we head into fall 2021. Because when I look around, obviously like the overarching theme is still that silhouettes have loosened up. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of baggy options around. I do expect the elastic waist trend to trickle up into pants as well, if you will.
Mm-hmm. I will.
What's up?
I will.
Yeah. Thank you. And but you've got so much stuff out there, whether it's like the workwear and the double knees that were so hot last year, or looser, baggier pair of denim. Slim is still around and still in as well. It's not like that's disappeared. And in fact, a lot of times when you are going for, especially like I just mentioned, like for us smaller guys, like I don't necessarily want to go like I'm gonna be swimming if I go baggy.
Yeah.
So having something in just a slim actually works really well to kind of play against a looser hoodie or a slouchy cardigan. I talked about like still being able to go over into the Aime world with slimmer chinos or something a little bit more traditional. So it's really just kind of all over the place, and you kind of feel like you're picking pants kind of based off of which direction you want the whole thing to go in. Mm-hmm. So not necessarily one trend there, more just that I think you've got more options than ever. And that's the big rundown.
Rundown.
That's what I got. That's what I got for
fall.
For fall 21 outlook and the kind of the big trends that I'm seeing out there. This is by no means now an end all and be all.
Sure it is. It's set in stone.
These are just the specific stuff that I've picked up on kind of perusing as new fall stuff has started to come out.
Have you already put some cardigans in your cart? Your cardigan cart?
In my cardigan cart, yeah, my cart again, if you will.
Ah.
Will you again?
I will.
You will?
I'll allow
Yeah, that I'm trying to figure out how to get that first one, that bright green Marnie one. That's for me.
That's for you.
Yeah, I need like, it's obviously too expensive at full price.
Mm-hmm.
So my hunting method on this, first I narrow it down to places that are not going to charge me tax. You know how I
That's
feel
your
about tax.
arch nemesis.
Yeah, tax and rain. Hate them.
All right. No tax. And
Then I sign up for all the emails
oh, God, that's such a grind.
from the places that aren't going to charge me tax
Yeah.
and the ones that do. And then I'm looking for I'll be looking like probably next month for, in September typically is when they'll start coming. I just need like an early season sale on it. Like a spend X, get 30% off.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will, because here's the thing. For me, you only need like one. You only need one of these, really. It's
Yeah.
such a statement piece.
Yeah.
And therefore I am willing to spend a little bit more on it.
If that arrives,
Mm-hmm.
are you folding or are you hanging?
Oh, that's a must fold.
Yes.
You do not.
I feel like all cardigans are must folds.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweaters in general,
Yeah.
you really want to be.
But it's very difficult when you pull that thing back out because folding a cardigan, there's a lot of moving parts, right? And so mine's always fucked. It needs a full steam.
Yeah. What type of drawer situation are you working with here?
You mean size? Or what?
Yeah, like
What else is in there?
I mean, what do you are you gotta like when you fold this thing up? What do you put it into?
A big drawer.
A big drawer.
Yeah. Well, there's items on top
Uh-huh.
of said cardigan.
Okay. Other cardigans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got I've got like the plastic, set of 3 from like Target or whatever.
Okay.
They're the kind of the big wide pullouts.
Just for cardigans.
Well, for sweaters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got your mothballs in there.
I don't have any mothballs. I probably should have mothballs.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have mothballs?
No.
Oh. What
I feel like they smell. They have to emit some terrible mothball smell.
that they say that's like why like the homes of old people smell.
Yeah. And I guarantee they're full of terrible, terrible chemicals.
Chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think what you want, probably the more modern option there is like cedar blocks.
Yeah, I have some cedar blocks. They don't really do much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need a full cedar closet. Full.
That's the dream.
That is the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, fold on the cardigans.
Fold on the cardigans.
Fold on the cardigans. Yeah.
You seen that Seinfeld episode where he has the guys over that sleep in the
Yeah.
drawers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Just making sure.
They're the Japanese businessmen.
Yeah.
Right?
Incredible.
Last night, actually, I found that TBS had like a full block late at night, like from 11 on. They were playing like 6 episodes of Seinfeld in a row.
That's
and I
good.
hadn't seen it in syndication like that recently.
Right,
I
me
feel like
either.
it's only like 1 or 2 episodes at a time, and it's like at off times.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to sit down and have some Seinfeld on for a couple of episodes in the background,
That's good.
and it was so. I mean, I know that like I don't expect the younger generation to understand Seinfeld much in the way that I never like gravitated or kind of understood Cheers.
Yeah.
For example.
Right.
But like for me, for us, that is a show that will just never age for me.
No,
like
I
it will
totally
always
agree.
be as funny as it was when I like first got it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's one of those few shows like with the live audience with the laughing that nowadays that's kind of just I don't know, it's a turn off.
Yeah, it's
For
out.
that
It's
show
out.
it works.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like it's the best sitcom of all time,
There you go.
and
that's that.
that is that. Yeah, I don't know. What are you gravitating towards here, or do you have anything to add that you are specifically on the lookout, trend worthy or otherwise? Actually, hold that thought because we have one more sponsor today. And then we'll hear from Phil. We'll leave you all with bated breath. And give Phil some time.
I'm the sponsor.
And give Phil some
I'm
time
actually the
to
sponsor.
think about it as well. This is a lot to take in. A lot of trends out there, a lot of shopping to do. And at some point, you're going to need to clear your head. That's where the Headspace app comes in. Wouldn't it be great if there were a pocket-sized guide that helped you sleep, focused, think, calm down and just act and be all around better, there is. And if you have 10 minutes, the Headspace app can change your life. Headspace is your daily dose of mindfulness in the form of guided meditations in an easy-to-use app. It's one of the only meditation apps advancing the field of mindfulness and meditation through clinically validated research. Whatever the situation is, Headspace really can help you feel better because they have like a little, they've got something for every mood or situation that you might be in. It's my favorite thing. Like if I'm overwhelmed, if I need a workout, if I need a playlist, if I just need a 3-minute SOS because everything has gone awry, Headspace has me covered. It's backed by 25 published studies on its benefits. It's got over 600,000 5-star reviews and 60 million downloads and counting. Headspace makes it easy for you to build a life-changing meditation practice with mindfulness that works for you on your schedule, anytime, anywhere. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/clubcool. That's headspace.com/clubcool for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every single situation. This is the best deal offered right now. You don't need to go looking around. This is the one. Headspace.com/clubcool today for that free 1-month trial with access to the entire library. All right, Phil. Back to the previous question. What are you feeling? What are you thinking about?
I've thought about it.
Okay.
This is a style and pop culture podcast.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, it is. We meet at the intersection.
You've covered the style. I'll just follow your lead. Whatever you want to wear, I'm going to probably,
all right.
That's okay. Wear it.
I mean, we did that today. We're both in washed out black vintage tees.
We are.
Yeah.
So what I'm hyped on, concerts, they're back. Well,
I mean, they were for like 2 weeks.
I'm going regardless.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you still going to the gym, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Are you not?
I'm freaked out, man.
He is freaked. This guy thinks he's got Delta.
I'm very freaked out by the Dell.
Nah. Go to the gym. You're vaccinated. Come on, man. We did the right thing and according to me, we did the right thing.
No, you can say that. You can get political with the vaccines on this podcast.
We did the right thing.
We
so
are very pro-vaccination. Please, for the love of God, go get vaccinated.
Yeah. You get to reap the benefits. You did the bullshit. Now go to the gym, fuck around.
But I know that there are lots of breakthrough cases, despite the fact that it's you're less likely to get it, and obviously your case is going to be far more mild if you do get it while vaccinated. I just don't want it, Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I was just trying, I'm talking myself into it. I was giving it a couple weeks off, just kind of hoping that our Delta cases did the same thing that they did in the UK, where they just kind of dropped off. Mm-hmm. That doesn't seem to be happening. So yeah, no, I mean, we're still, I already mentioned, I've got a live draft weekend coming up in Houston next
mm-hmm.
weekend. We are doing a big group dinner, as irresponsible as that might be, probably where I'm going to get Delta.
Great.
But I'm from a couple of friends that have had it. And I mean, if you get a borderline asymptomatic case, that sounds pretty unbelievable because it's basically your Delta. You basically got a Delta booster shot. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of jealous of that. Anyway, go ahead.
Get vaccinated.
Go ahead. Concerts are
Come
back.
to these concerts with me. All right, Charlie Crockett's coming up, rescheduled from COVID.
Okay.
Local boy, country, honky tonk, old school, great, incredible. Going to see him in Beaumont.
In Beaumont.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jefferson Theater. We're going to churches. Are you stoked on this?
I don't have my tickets yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
No. When is that show?
November.
I think. I'm great for November.
Yeah. You'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
War on Drugs.
Do you ever feel like you've seen a band too many times?
No. If I'm still inclined to buy the tickets, then it's obviously it hadn't been enough.
Okay. Well, that's where I love Churches.
Yeah.
They are one of my favorite bands of the last 5 to 7 years,
mm-hmm.
I would say. But I have now seen them at least 3 times, maybe 4.
But what settings were you in? You saw them once when it was a dedicated Churches show. Are these other ones at ACL?
I've seen them once at ACL. I saw them when they were up and coming at Mohawk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I bet that was good.
And then I saw them at Moody Theater, at ACL Moody Theater. So I've seen dedicated Churches shows at least twice, and then ACL at least once.
Well, you've had a long enough break. You're going back.
Yeah, I
Whether
mean,
you like it or not.
I think I need. You know what I need to do is buckle down on their new album, and that'll give me the
Yeah.
that'll
I
give me the
haven't
hype.
buckled down on it yet.
So that because I want to know the new music, you know.
Yeah. You want to sing along.
Yeah, of course.
War on Drugs.
That's one of your favorites.
One of my favorites. I'm considering going 2 nights. How about that?
God, you're a regular fish boy.
No, I'm not. And then next week, relatively soon here, this isn't the fall, but the Wallflowers are playing at Green Hall, dude. How about that?
That's Bob Dylan's son.
Yeah.
Shouts to Jacob.
So Jacob. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, we have. I've got tickets for Austin FC again to see
Nice.
the Galaxy in late September. Hoping that one plays out.
What's going on with Austin FC? Are they winning?
They're real bad. Yeah.
We got so lucky to see that game we went to.
really did. We really did.
4 goals.
Phil and I got to see 4 goals scored by Austin FC, and I think that's 4 out of 5 goals that they've scored at home now. Maybe 6. Maybe they scored 2 against Houston. I can't remember, but it's not been great. And we
Yeah.
signed this new guy, Driussi. He was supposed to they were like, Driussi's going to take us to the playoff promised land, and I think we just went to last place after he got here. So it's not been great, but that's okay because we're still feeding off the hype. We're still living off the hype with Austin FC.
Okay.
I don't have ACL tickets, but I mean, like, unless this continues to get worse, I'm still in for ACL. I beg C3 to do the vaccine thing.
They did it at Lollapalooza.
I know,
They'll
but-
do it at ACL.
Well, I'm not sure that they can.
That's true.
Because if they took any state money,
Yeah.
which I will literally volunteer to drive a Brinks truck, put the money in it, let's go dump it on Abbott's front porch and just do the fucking vaccine mandate thing so that we can have a good time at ACL. And Stevie Nicks is out. That's a bad bellwether, man.
Oh, she bailed?
She bailed. They replaced her with Duran Duran.
Did they really?
Yes, I shit you not. Duran Duran is now a Sunday headliner at ACL. And they're teetering, man. They got to figure out a way to do that. To do that, I think.
Yeah, that would be devastating if they canceled it 2 years in a row.
Yes, and they don't. It's not like they're going to imminently. But you saw Jazz Fest in New Orleans got canceled, and that's after ACL.
Yeah.
So that's also not a great sign. And I just don't know. Like they did it for Lollapalooza. Figure out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then 2022, which I feel very confident about. Of course, Lambda variant will probably be here by then. But John Mayer, I've got John Mayer tickets.
Oh, nice.
For April in the new
At the new place.
Woo,
man.
new place.
That's going to be nice.
And my online ceramics order with my John Mayer shorts finally shipped.
You can wear them to the show.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't.
know.
I
You
don't
can't do that.
Yeah.
Wait, it shipped. Did you get a notification that said...
Yeah. Well, I got a notification that it was in pre-shipment.
Damn.
But then
They're looking for
But then they did actually ship.
Oh, okay.
They are in motion.
They found the shorts.
They found the shorts. Yeah. Can you imagine? I just like to picture online ceramics like fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
just like 3 dudes like stoned out of their minds. Just like, oh, I can't find that one, man.
Fuck it. Do it tomorrow.
I think you're gonna like the T-shirt that I got though.
Okay.
When I'll wear it next time we get a pod off. All right. Hey, you know what? Some of these things that I pulled up today,
Yeah.
they've been on our editorials on Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want the goods quickly and efficiently, before I even talk about them on the podcast, go join us, patreon.com/clubcool. You got a $2 option, you got a $5 option. They're both great. They're both going to get you some really good stuff. And that's where we kind of brain dump like every month, at least twice, like kind of like the stuff that we're thinking about. Phil kind of wrote about a brilliant experience he'd had getting new bedding on one. Mm-hmm. You got me all jazzed up to get new sheets.
Worth
I don't have
the money.
I don't have new sheets yet, but I want them. Your experience sold me. I had a couple of these cardigan pieces on the on the one we call the wish list, which our $5 tier gets. It's a little bit higher end, a little bit more aspirational, a little bit more just like kind of like this is what's trending. This is what we're thinking about. This is what we want. Just all good stuff. Join us. Great way to support the podcast. Patreon.com/clubcool. You can go follow us on Instagram at clubcoolpod, where I have archived every single post that we've ever posted, and I'm coming up with a new strategy as we speak. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but hopefully it's good.
I'm sure it will be.
And then, of course, please go check out our great sponsors, Bruche and Headspace. Those are important things.
You could check those out simultaneously.
To give your overall well-being.
Brushing and listening.
Brushing and listening.
And that can be meditative at the same time.
Taking care of your teeth and your brain. Check out those links in the podcast description. And thanks, everybody, for listening. As always, we will be back next week. Bye-bye.